Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Random Guy on YouTube. Today I will be talking about Zepp Health Corporation. Zepp Health Corporation, formerly known as Huami Corporation, is a Chinese microcap company with a market capitalization of $82 million and trades under the ticker symbol ZEPP on New York Stock Exchange. Zepp develops, manufactures and sells smart wearable electronic devices like smart bands and watches under the Amazfit and Xiaomi brands. This income statement table comes from macrotrends.net, which is normally a reliable source. Here, however, one quarter is missing. This quarter seems to be completely wrong, and the latest quarterly results were not added yet. So I had to go through every report from the past few years to check the numbers. Let's look at the revenue. The last quarter was pretty bad and the guidance for Q1 was also miserable. And we can see that the revenue is falling off the cliff. Over the last 2 years, we've heard the usual excuses: COVID, lockdowns, supply chains, seasonality, etc. Zepp sells their self-branded watches mainly under the brand of Amazfit, and they also sell Mi Bands under the Xiaomi brand. And if we look at the revenue by brand, we can see that Zepp was actually screwed by Xiaomi, while the self-branded products did decently well. If we look purely at self-branded revenue, it grew on average by 12% a year. This might be rather conservative, since we can see it used to grow faster, and only the last year was a bit weaker. I think 2023 might be a turnaround for Zepp, since Xiaomi branded products can't go lower than 0. So let's model this conservatively into the future. 12% growth and no Xiaomi revenue. Revenue growth should resume. Bigger problem than the falling revenue is that the expenses did not fall nearly as fast as the revenue did. This collapsed the operating margin. However, the management is cautiously optimistic. They expect higher gross margin, more expense cuts, return to revenue growth, and profitability at the back half of 2023. Here are earnings per share and my projection based on my revenue estimates and company guidance. My 2023 full-year estimate is still negative, however websites like finviz.com already project full-year profitability. I don't see how this could be possible unless the revenue is much higher than I estimated or the cost cuts much more severe. Or perhaps I am reading it wrong and by next year they mean 2024, which would be much more in line with my own estimates. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. In Q3 2021, Zepp authorized $20 million for share buyback, and since then they used only half of that. They extended the program for another 12 months, and the intent is to spend the rest of the money. Since the top in 2021, the share price has dropped by 93%. Future profitability of the company is uncertain, but finviz.com expects forward PE of 14.6. Price to sales ratio is at all-time low by a mile at 0.13. Profitable companies in consumer electronics industry can have price to sales of around 1. Price to book ratio is at 0.21. The company looks extremely cheap. Zepp has significant liabilities, but there is lots of current assets on the balance sheet, and the company does not look to be in danger. Shareholder equity is 4 times higher than the market cap. To summarize, compound annual growth of self-branded products is 12%, and I expect this kind of growth to continue in the future. Xiaomi branded products look like going into 0. Company expects to get profitable again at the back half of 2023. This is a turnaround play, and the shares are extremely cheap in terms of price to sales or price to book. Zepp has active share repurchase program and solid balance sheet. As it was with my previous pick, this investment may entail a significant risk based on Chinese economy and policy. Now let's go to the portfolio update. Here is the full table, Since the last time, I've added estimated dividends for the indices. Dividends are credited at the end of each month. For further inspection, you can pause here. We've seen a significant rally in the markets in the last week or two. My portfolio as well as all the benchmarks are up. My portfolio caught up the Nasdaq fund and we've achieved new high in dollar terms. Of course, I'm interested in long-term outperformance, but it is nice to see us being back on track. Today I am adding 76 shares of Zepp at the Friday's closing price of $1.31. Please be very careful when investing your own money and understand that I am just a random guy on YouTube and this video is not a financial advice. I own shares of Zepp and other companies on this list in my real stock portfolio. Thank you for watching and see you next week.